My name is Rick Cusick, and I would like to show and tell you about my object. And that is what I call a bookwork. And a bookwork is a book that you put together, and instead of publishing it like a book and making a lot of different copies, you make one copy. And like a piece of artwork, you make a bookwork. There's only one, and it can have anything that a book would have. It can have photographs, it can have, of course, writing, some mixture of the two. It can have drawing, and this book has all of them. And the inspiration for this bookwork was my daughter, Dylan, who is now almost 11 years old. 4 years ago, we went to Egypt, and we had the funnest experience of my life in Egypt, and it was transformative. So I knew when you're 7 years old, you hardly remember things. So I put everything down that happened in Egypt into this bookwork. And I said, dearest Dylan, never forget, with all my love. And then we started making stuff. And that's my daughter, and that's the pyramid. I took pictures, I wrote essays, I researched the history of the pyramids, the history of Giza. We did a lot of different things, including on the second day we visited Dr. Salima Ikram at the American University in Cairo. And she was the curator of the cat mummy exhibit at the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. And she told us that there was a place my daughter wanted to go to that I thought was destroyed called Bubastis. She told us, no, that's not destroyed. It's about 80 miles south of Cairo. Well, my daughter gave me a look, and 2 days later, I found myself in Bubastis. And in Bubastis is the ancient temple of the cat goddess Bastet. We didn't expect to be there. But amazingly, we were. It's basically a fallen temple. It's in the middle of nowhere, Egypt. There's no tourists. Bubastis is where they mummified and buried over 1 million cats over hundreds of years, and they actually cleaned out the mummies of 30,000 cat mummies in this site. They used to put little tiny mummified cats in these little holes. We actually buried some prayers and drawings according to Dr. Ikram's directions for a couple of cats in our family who had died. And shortly thereafter, my daughter started finding artifacts, including one very small, very old piece of red granite with a hieroglyph cut out of it. There was nothing like that anywhere. It was one of the funnest experiences of my life. But on our last night, we took a few of the pieces that we couldn't bring back to New Jersey with us, pieces of pottery that wouldn't fit. I was very paranoid we were going to get in a lot of trouble, so I only took a few pieces back. But we had a handful of things left, very old, very ancient pieces of pottery. So on our last night there, we went to a very deliberate spot right near the Great Pyramid of Egypt at night, and we buried the treasure of Bubastis. And this is what I told my daughter. I wrote a booklet that said exactly what we did and why we did it. I told her all the problems of trying to get the stuff out of Egypt, and I brought my daughter in on the whole plan. And that night we went out, and we went to a very specific spot, to a very specific spot right next to the Great Pyramid. This is a satellite photo that I got off Google. And then we enlarged it, and that's exactly where we buried it. And then I drew a treasure map. One day I said, I can go back with you, or you can go back, or you can go back with your children, or your children's children. It's going to be passed on from generation to generation until the next Cusick goes to Giza. And when they do, they will get their heritage because they have a treasure map to get. I took one last picture of my daughter. And then we got on the airplane the next day and came home. And I put all the pictures we took, I put all the DVDs we took, and it's a complete bookwork, multimedia, drawings and pictures and video, and leather and metal. And that's my show and tell.